Feeling the breeze with every single beat. This is XLIVE Africa.
Welcome once again. And you are an artist, visual, blah blah blah. What is your business in natural hair?
Okay, so before I touch on that, I would like to quickly get to what Temi was saying about time and all. I believe glorification of Eurocentric beauty ideals is really making us, miseducate ourselves a lot when it comes to keeping our identity as black people. There is constant, there is a constant education about how our heritage is and how far we've come from, where everything started from slavery, from colonialism up to this level. So we are constantly being, manufactured to be anti-Africa, and this is making us hate on what is part of us as black people. So it is very difficult to explain to somebody how to keep their natural hair without them understanding that it is going to take time, of course.
Yeah.
This is part of you. This is part of you. So anything that is part of you should surely take time to preserve, surely take time to deal with. So I believe people want to go through whatever means that will make them do whatever fast and just go their way and do whatever they want to do. So back to the question that you asked earlier. I had my locks on. The first time I had my locks on was in 2011. I kept it for 2 years, but I had a lot of pressure coming from family, my work field and everything. So I had to cut it.
Wow.
And it was very, very depressing. Understanding that you want to be yourself and not conform to what society is defining you to be, and people constantly have a problem with that. It was very, very depressing. So from then I was looking for a way or a medium to try to address this. I cut it and I grew it back again in 2014 up to this year. And I lost my father at some point, and we were told to cut our hair.
I'm told in Volta region,
Exactly.
when your dad or somebody dies, you have to cut your hair.
I think it's actually in most of the ethnicities, and it's a transition period or something like that.
Yeah.
So I use that medium to, make this thing out there and maybe share my personal experience with how I was received when I had my locks on. Because at the time I was talking to so many people who had locks on, and everybody has their story to share, and almost everything was about they are unfit for society, they are different, and they are that. But how does somebody become different becoming themselves? This is part of us as black people. So if we look at it from the point where we are glorifying what is not ours, accepting what is not ours, we will keep on frowning on natural hair. We will keep on frowning on locks. And I have to say, locks, people keep saying dreadlocks. Locks are not dreadful.
It was a white who named it dreadful. Yeah.
So there are words and there are a lot of definitions that is constantly making us frown on our identity. So that is the thing about that.
Okay. Have you done any research about why our hair, that it's only the black woman whose hair can beat the laws of gravity, like goes up? The whites, their hair can't stand up. Do you have
Yes,
any?
I think it varies per the background and the weather that we have. They just have to be that way because that is how their system is.
Yeah, and I'm told it has to protect something here.
Yeah, at your back.
At the back of their neck. That's why it's on. We don't have anything to protect them.
Exactly. And if you have to talk about melanin, the sun, and where we are in our background system, we need this because it covers our head and everything. So that is the thing about it. But I really want to touch on how people talk about, abusing yourself. Self-abuse in terms of keeping your hair and keeping Eurocentric beauty hair and all that. If you have to go to the extent of wanting to put something into your hair that will change you to look at somebody else, you are completely breaching your brain. Because these things that we have in all these chemicals destroy our scalps, and it has a very strong effect on our brain as to how we think and everything. So it has a lot to do with how we present ourselves. You know, so constantly when we keep wanting to go that easy way of keeping our hair, then we have to understand there's a lot we have to deal with.
Okay.
I mean, shea butter is very cheap, and there is a shop at Tudu called China House. One of my research, I went there to talk to the guy there. He's a Chinese guy, and he sells hair, you know, from weave and everything. And the cheapest among it is 6 cedis.
Okay.
But if people go to that extent to buy it and keep it on their hair, but
I think that is for poor girls. The slick queens are buying $1,500, $2,000.
$900.
There's a whole site where you can buy for about $4,000. But I mean, if hair is that cheap hair is that much cheap, 6 cedis, and people want to go the easy way to keep it. Think about how much shea butter is.
It's like let me bring this joke. When I was at uni, we were asked to go to the nightclubs and interview prostitutes. So me and my team, when we went, you have to do everything like you are in for the game. You want one to go home with. So we sit down like, oh, okay. So if I want to take you home, how much is it? And she was like, oh, 300 Ghana cedis. And I said in my mind, okay, so how much is a wedding ring? In my mind, you understand? So I understand. But before I move on to Bill's GH, I'm told you are working on a project. What kind of project is that? That has something to do with natural hair. But before you come in, let me tell guys that if you're watching, you can send in your message on WhatsApp 02477859886. 02477859886. And if you are outside of Ghana, add the country code, which is +233 24778596, and we will read them live for you all in the comment section. I've seen some people writing their comment already. So let's go to your project. What project are you working on?
Okay, so the project is titled Character, and it's basically about,
what does it mean?
Character is about color and character assimilation.
Wow.
And how this whole thing has a thing to do with African cultural appropriation in a modern system.
Okay.
So, because I had a lot of questions to ask about why my hair and my look was being, having a problem with that, I wanted to research on the history, particularly the history and politics around hair in general.
Okay.
And to what level or what point did we start to embrace and frown on our identity as having
Black
hair,
people.
having locks on, having afro on and all. On my research, I got to understand that hair itself and how to keep it, the beauty, the science in braiding and everything has been with us for a long time.
Since Adam was
a long time.
Mm.
So 1500s, where the first ship came in to start picking people to the slave trade thing, and when you are captured, your comb is taken away from you. Your hair is being shaved off. This literally means your culture, your heritage is being taken away from you. And now these people were taken there, and it's like about 400 years now.
Yeah, 2019 is 400 years.
August 2019 is 400 years.
Yeah.
So we have a whole system that our ancestors had to go through these things to get there. And we are in a new system where we are being forced again to cut this kind of thing. So it's a constant struggle. Neo-colonialism in a different struggle, in a different sense. The whole mental slavery. So for 400 years, if you want to understand that this has been going on for 400 years, then you have to understand that this is a problem, but people don't really see it as a problem. On our corporate fields, it's a problem. People are being asked to shave their hair. You have to look
or put on a Brazilian wig before you are accepted in the office. Yeah. I'll come back to you to still talk about it. Tell us more about the project. To what end is this project of yours looking at? Why are you doing this project, and what benefits is Ghana, Africa, the society going to get from this project that you are coming out with?
I believe we are in an era where this generation has to use rage and a lot. You mentioned rebel earlier on. I like that. We have to use rage and rebel to make people understand that we are being constantly enslaved,
Enslaved.
and
I think that the kind of slavery we are in now is more dangerous than the one that Kwame Nkrumah fought for.
completely indirect,
Yeah.
completely indirect, but it has context and it is really affecting us in so many ways. But the system that we are in is not making us see this.
Realize it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm in primary school and I'm an 8-year-old, 10-year-old, and I have to be beaten up because of my hair, then I'll surely end up not wanting to grow my natural hair because
Exactly.
I'll go through this.
And I think that is why right after senior high, they go put all the, because when you suppress something that is naturally have to be there, when the person get the little chance, they do it abnormally. Continue.
And it's actually funny when you look at these things in our schools, our educational system. White women or Caucasians are not,
Asked to cut
asked
their
to
hair.
cut their hair because, quote and unquote, they will look ugly. The educational minister mentioned this at some point. They will look ugly, but we won't look ugly because why? So I feel like the system is making us, suppress, conform to how whoever is doing this wants us to define it to. And those who are in today's mental slavery are not resting. Since they are not resting, we have a responsibility
To rebel.
and make ourselves understand that this is what it is and this is what we have to do, especially in this generation. So I'm really looking forward to having people talk more about our identity as black people, our identity as Africans, not redefined by somebody else, not redefined by a different system who feels like they own us, because Africa in itself is more like on a chessboard and it's being played along with all these people. So my project is basically create more awareness about identity, make people understand that having natural hair on is not a crime. You are not insane if you have a natural hair on, because outside Ghana in the Western world they rock their natural hair, and this is what is being cut and being sold to us to buy. In the mortuaries they cut this and bring it to us to buy, and we embrace this. This is somebody's natural hair that we are embracing. Nobody or nowhere in Africa or in the world that people are buying natural hair from Africa to put on theirs. We are just buying Western. We are glorifying that. So I just want my project to make people understand that this is us, and this will forever be us. Biologically, scientifically, medically, whatever, our hair is part of us because it has something to do with our identity. So I want people to understand this. Then we can keep having conversations about this till the end, where we will still embrace it as how we embraced it years and years and years ago.
Thank you very much. We'll go for this breeder, this short documentary, 2-minute documentary, where people were telling about their natural hair, the stigma they went through, and the resistance they put up in all of that. So let's go for this one. Finally, I want you to conclude on the project and also your advice for African and Ghanaian women out there. Then before you end, before Bliss comes in, you also tell us about your craft, what you do. And
How come nobody asked me what I do?
Yeah, I'm come to you.
Okay, I was almost getting jealous.
Yeah, don't get jealous. Yeah.
Before I touch on that, let me just add something to what Temi was saying. So the hair extensions and hair care products globally, the market trade value for it is $1 million industry, because there is the need for it, people are buying it. But we have to understand this. These hair extensions are taken from poor countries, and the rich dominant countries are making
Money out of it.
this thing. But if you come back to Africa or Ghana or whatever, but everything that Temi mentioned are very, very much accessible.
Almost free. So try to compare how free or cheap these things are compared to the very expensive market trade value, which is basically exploitation. The hair is taken from somebody else in India, Poor person.
and it's sold that much. Just please think about this for a second. Then you have to understand that natural hair is not, keeping it is very, very easy. Very, very, very easy. Just stick to these things: olive oil, coconut oil, the washing, the shea butter, and everything. And it's cheap. These things are accessible. You know, so just to touch up on what she said earlier. So back to the project, as I said earlier, I am constantly trying to create awareness, to have more talks about these, to embrace ourselves more as African people, to want to be like us and not to be like what we are being defined to be. You know, and I will keep saying this: if you are rocking your natural hair, keep rocking it. It is you. It is your identity. If you are rocking your locks, keep rocking it. You are not insane. Society is defining you in a different angle. You are not insane. You are very much normal. You are not unfit. You are so much normal. Keep rocking it. You have people behind you. So many people have been doing this before you came. So just keep doing this because your ancestors are with you and they are rocking with you.
Okay, so Kofi, let me come to you.
Right.
Ladies will be last today. Kofi, your shout out and your social media.
Oh, okay. So I'm a co-founder of For the Ancestors. We are into rings,
show it to the cameras.
jewelry, Africa, everything. You know. Then I make T-shirts too. What I'm wearing is one of my works. So yeah, co-founder of For the Ancestors. We are promoting a brand about Africa, blackness, power, and everything. Then my social media handle, Sel Kofiga, follow me. I have a talk show about hair coming up next week, 20th. At Mano Gallery. Watch out for that. We are screening the documentary about the history about it and how it is being received outside Ghana to black people. So for that, then a very big thank you to XLIVE, yourself, Moby and Temi and my brother and everybody for listening. My last words are still about what I said earlier on. If you are rocking your natural hair, Afro locks, keep up doing it. Keep up doing it. Don't listen to anybody. Because the more you listen, the more depressed you become.
Anyway.
It is a movement and you are in the movement. Somebody started before you came in.
Exactly.
So since it is your turn, just keep doing what you're doing. And use any medium necessary to make somebody understand and educate somebody else.